basically educating our team to be able to handle.
Yeah. So let's see what's happened here in Bali. Bali is the fifth province in Indonesia who get the most HIV case in Indonesia. So as a very small province with a very small population, this number is quite huge. So the prevalence in Bali is very big. So what's happened in Indonesia? Now in Indonesia, the government have a very good work actually. They do a lot of impressive work. They provide services, but the service is not really touch the community. They don't really feel comfortable to go to the clinics, for example. So because of this situation, we Bali Peduli try to respond this condition. So for everybody who feel on risk, we encourage them to get test HIV as soon as possible, and if they positive, they have to get treated as soon as possible, and the condition will be better. So now, what is our aim? Our aim is like what I said before. We try to give information, the very comprehensive information about HIV and AIDS to the community, and then we encourage them to go to our clinics in Ubud and in Kuta, and after that, we try to we support them to maintain the quality of life. So this is our program. Our program consists of outreach. We do outreach in Banjar. We do discussion group with the women groups and also youth. So we also work together with Bali Spirit Festival. Actually, if we relate with the youth program, we also do mobile clinic to Jembrana and Karangasem. So we do as one-stop comprehensive service for STI, sexually transmitted infection, and HIV tests and treatment in Kuta and Ubud, in PKM Puskesmas 2 Ubud di Sayan. We have a CD count machine that's lending to the hospital and also the Puskesmas and 2 clinics. And also we give a comprehensive support for the people living with HIV. And we do a counseling. So, I'm nervous. And the other program is we do the daily one-on-one outreach. So the outreach is not only a group. Actually, we do the one-on-one. So every time we see or we get call from someone who feel that he or she on risk, so he can come to our office, or they can go to the clinic, because we have a counseling room there, which is very comfortable, and we keep the secret, we keep the privacy. So this is the progress. Until now, we have about 26 youth group discussion in Banjar, and we already reached almost 1,400 people. This consists of 1,000 female and 400 male. And we also reached a cafe Remang-Remang, which is a cafe with indirect sex work inside. So until now, we only reached 22 of them. And about 210 female sex workers. And here's the clinic. We have clinic in Kuta, which is established in September 2011. We call the name of the clinic is Bali Medica. This clinic established for men who have sex with men for the first. So if you see the visit, we already reached 5,700 visit with 1,000 and almost 1,700 patients. So this successful clinics now is become a very good lesson learned for the government of Indonesia. Now the clinic staff not only busy with the patient, because we always get visit from the UNAIDS or WHO or UNDP or the Ministries of Health. And in June 2012, we also established another clinic with support by the Rotary in Ubud here, and we collaborate with the local government. So this clinic is actually inside the Puskesmas Ubud. So here until now we already have 380 visits with 208 patients. So we do not only HIV and STI, but we also do give them the CD4 count test. The CD4 count test is very needed for people who identify HIV positive because they have to start the ARV. So how many people living with HIV that we support? We support almost about 67 people living with HIV/AIDS, and 10 of them is children between 6 months to 10 years old. So I really sure that still a lot of them there outside that we can't reach because of the limitation of our staff. So here how we mobilize the funding. So we do dinners, some gala dinners, and we got the support from for example, from the La Luciola, from our good friends in Seminyak area or in Canggu area, and we also get the CD4 machine from Arere, which is cost about 16,000 each, and we got 4 of them. And we also get support from the Chevrolet last year for the mobile clinic. In fact, now in Bali, there's a need from Jembrana, and Jembrana is over here on the east western part, and also Singaraja. They really need the same clinic with what we have here in Kuta and in Ubud. So I'm really hope that you can also involve in the program to support another clinic in 2 areas. So this is our beloved team, our fabulous team. We have 1 doctor in each clinic, lab technician, and also nurse, and also counselors. So thank you very much, Sukusma.
All right, any questions? I have a question. What's the general sort of treatment protocol for someone with HIV in Indonesia? What kind of treatment is there for people living with HIV, and what kind of access is there to drugs?
So actually, for the first regimen, the government have already provided for free in Indonesia. We have nevirapine, Duviral, and also so many, yeah. But the first regimen we have about three of them, 3 cocktails. But the new one is one dose 24 hours. Atripla just arrived, so it will make the people living with HIV more comfortable because they only eat 1 pills in 24 hours. Before they have to eat 4 pills, 2 every 12 hours. So yeah, and it's still free. It's government covering.
How can
There's a mic there, Farker.
Yep. How can people help, Tono? People who are here.
Yes, if people want to help our program, you can enter our website, and you can see how you can donate your to our organization. And we also, I think in 1 year we will have two dinners, gala dinners. And then for some of you who have expertise on writing proposal, for example, or reporting, it will be very helpful if you can become our volunteer to write proposal for the donor. Because our work is continuing work, not only until now. For example, we are a bit concerned about our funding condition now because we have to continue. Yeah, and we still need to service a lot of people living with HIV, especially women and children. Yes.
Okay, yeah, one more question.
Yes.
How do you think Bali is doing on HIV testing in general? Because it seems that what we know about people who've been tested are like the tip of an iceberg.
Yes.
How is the testing situation?
So I'm just going to repeat that question. So the question is, how is the testing situation in Bali in general?
It's almost the same in the whole part of Indonesia. The HIV testing is very low. It's very low. That's why many people identify HIV positive on very late stage. That's because, like I said before, because the service is not really friendly. It's very judgmental. So not many people don't really want to go to the test facilities. But actually, government is already established test facilities in almost all. I think not in all district hospital. So in every kota kabupaten we have, and also in the provincial. And in some cases, for example, in PKM Sayan, because we have a collaboration program. So in 4 puskesmas in Ubud, there's also established the clinic, the test center. But not in all puskesmas, only in some puskesmas. That's government thinks the HIV case will be higher, in a high rate.
Mary Jane, did you have a question? Was there one more question? Yeah.
Recognizing that there are some incredible HIV positive personalities out in the world that would be great resources for education in Indonesia, could you tell us what the current Indonesian government regulation is that if one event organizer and wanted to invite an HIV positive person to Indonesia, what is the regulation about letting them come in on whatever acceptable visa?
I mean, invite what? Excuse me. What do you mean with invited?
Let us say that there was an opportunity to invite someone that was HIV positive, that was a world resource on various subjects, or a subject. What is the Indonesian government regulation about a person with HIV, HIV positive, coming into Indonesia? Are they permitted or not?
Yes, I think if I see our regulation about invited HIV people from outside Indonesia to Indonesia, there's no discrimination at all. Compare like if we go to, for example, because a lot of my clients, if our clients positive people want to go to Singapore, and the Singapore government know about his status, so it's blacklist in Singapore, except if our friend have to go to Singapore for medicine, so it's okay. But in Indonesia, no problem. And I think US and Australia also do the same thing. For people who HIV/AIDS from Indonesia want to go to the country for a long time, for example, they have to report to the US or Australian government. But for people from outside, I don't think that that's not happen. Yeah, and also from outside of Indonesia, they also can access treatment here in Indonesia.
Thank you, Bakdono. Okay, for our third speaker today, we have an Italian, which is rare. I don't know if we've had any Italians up yet for our Pecha Kucha. So we did have Susie, who was one of our popular speakers. That was a year ago. That was a long time ago. Marco Cassani was born in Milan, and as I mentioned, grew up in Italy. He studied painting at the Accademia, I didn't say that right, Belle Arti di Brera, and graduated in 2006. And since 2009, he's been working and living in Bali. And tonight, he's going to be talking about, what's the topic of your? Art and potential. Okay, Marco Cassani.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Marco Cassani and I'm a multimedia artist. I'm going to talk about art and potential. In the last years, I'm interested in creating events that represent the concept of potential for discovering the numerous and different perspectives for seeing one object. According to its definition, potential is the inherent ability or capacity for growth, development, or coming into being. We can find several examples that represent the potential in contemporary art. Damien Ortega, in his artwork Materia in Riposo, Rest in Matter, exhibited 1,700 bricks alone in 2003. The piece is not important for what is now, but for what it might one day be. But why is so important to create an artwork with a strong potentiality? Because I think that it gives the possibility to the public to take part of it. Through this participation, the audience can know more about himself. I will explain it with the theory of affection by Spinoza. I put twice the same picture so I can have more time to illustrate it. Spinoza was a Dutch philosopher he tried to know the truth by the knowledge of the real life. He said that affection is combination of two bodies. Let's take, for example, this. One is the sun and the other is a human being. If we create the encounter between these two bodies, the sun will touch the human being. The human being will feel warm. So this feeling is the affection. The affection indicates the nature of the bodies, giving to us more information about that body. So what I'm doing is to replace the element. I put for the sun my heart and the human being the public. So I'm looking for what is the affection. In December, I got invited by Tony Raka Gallery to make this group exhibition. The name was Imagine Indonesian, Tributo to Sujoyono. Sujoyono was an Indonesian painter, died in 1985. He became famous because he was one of the first artists to paint in modern style in Indonesia. When I was studying his life, I was surprised by his phrase. The Indonesian art should reflect the character of the land and its people. This phrase inspired me to develop my artwork for Tony Raka Gallery. I created a white room where I put a sculpture in cement, 500 kilos, that represents Sujoyono head, and I provided some tools, hammer, lipstick, and penarels, giving the possibility to the audience to interact with the sculpture. Actually, the public was free to do whatever he wanted with or without the tools provided. The event was recorded by 3 CCTV to capture every single detail of the audience behavior. Here is the documentation of the performance that I did in another gallery in 2012. The documentation is in form of a digital C-print made of 408 frames taken from the video of the opening. When you are getting closer to the C-print, you can observe the behavior of the audience who interact with the sculpture. So what I did was to use the formula of Spinoza to create an encounter between my sculpture and the public, showing the affection. Here we can see some interaction that I did in Tony Raka Gallery. At the beginning, the interaction was quite soft. So some people start to kiss the sculpture with the lipstick provided. Others start to write their feeling to their country. Others draw the brand of their company to make publicity. Quite weird. The more the time passed, the more violent the interaction became. Some people start to destroy the sculpture with hammer. Some others put a Bintan bottle in his mouth. Poor. Others performing the stage, jumping from the sculpture. So after 15 days, the sculpture was in the gallery. This was the result. A collective affection, the result of the encounter between art and public. From the previous theory of affection by Spinoza, the warm feeling. I think that too warm, you know? But anyway, I gave to the public 2 times the possibility to interact with my work. In 2012 in Platform 3 Gallery in Bandung, West Java, and in 2013 in Tony Raka Gallery in Bali. I got the same result, the destruction of the artwork. I've tried to find the explanation, and suddenly today I got it, only today. The behavior to destroy it is not only a primitive instinct of human being, but has a strong connection with art. I realized that to create something new, the public has to destroy the artwork as a real object, creating a white empty space. In here, the audience is invited to imagine something. The act of replacing is creative act. In the art history, there are some examples of people who interact with artwork made by other artists, giving to it a different meaning. I choose one. She is not an artist. She is Mary Richardson. In 1914, she entered in the National Gallery in London and slashed the Diego Velázquez painting with a chopper. Mary Richardson was a Canadian suffragette active in the women's suffragette movement in the United Kingdom. Actually, I think that she is quite good because with her act can change the meaning of the painting. So before, the painting of Velázquez was about the beauty. But after, when she started to make this kind of act, give to the artwork one other meaning about about political, because she was fighting with the government, and the leader of this feminist movement was in prison. So I think that she is very contemporary, and I think that she make a preview of contemporary art in political and art. That's all. Yeah.
Any questions? Questions? Yes. No, we got to have at least one question. Yes, Daniel.
What are you working on? This is all very interesting, general. What are you working on locally that's very interesting?
The question is, what are you working on locally
Yes,
that's
yes,
very
yes.
interesting?
So actually now I'm trying to go out from the galleries and to go to daily life of the people. In here in Indonesia, I'm doing one research with the prostitute field. So I went in Java, in Bali, and I approached the prostitutes like a normal customer. And then when I am inside the room, I told them that I don't want any kind of encounters, sex encounters. So, but I would like that they draw me. So I give to them pen and paper, and I put naked like a model, and they start to drawing. It's so amazing because no, it's very amazing because now I collect 150 drawings, and I am married. So anyway, no, it's quite interesting.
Who would like Marco to come and present at the next Pecha Kucha those drawings?
So anyway, it's quite interesting because many times these girls it is the first time that they draw, and you have to see really their drawings. It's very particular, and actually it's not represent me, but they represent themselves, and it's quite good. So in April I will do the exhibition in Jakarta, and then maybe I can talk here if they want me.
Very cool. Any other questions? Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thank you. Marco. Oh, wait, one question. Yes.
Website? Or
Do you have a website?
follow you?
Yeah, marcocassani.com. Very normal. Nothing special. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Marco.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, normally at this stage in the event, we would invite Steve Monroe. I heard someone say Steve Monroe, that's right. Steve Monroe gets up, he does a little song and dance, tells you about how great ubud is. Oh no, he didn't prepare anything. So instead, I'm going to do the song and dance. It's going to be very brief. Because Steve's, I actually find that his drag on a little bit, and I'm often a bit like, hey, get on with it. So ubud, if you haven't been to ubud, we're the originators of Pecha Kucha Night here in ubud. It's a co-working space down near the Monkey Forest. We have 224 members now from over 27 countries. So we've been open since March, and what can I say, but it's a pretty cool place these days. It started off, we didn't know how it was going to go, and it's really turned into a place for creative professionals and entrepreneurs. And every day gets more interesting, and more people are collaborating, connecting, and a lot of you have already been there. So if you get a chance, come by. Tomorrow we have a talk at noon. One of our members, Marav, is speaking about how to manage a team remotely. She runs a business called Jom Social, which is a social network software. And she has 20 staff members that are around the world, Serbia, Vietnam, Malaysia. And so she's going to tell her top secrets. That's what she put in the talk because she read online that people like to hear secrets. So it's going to be her top secrets on how to manage a team remotely. And then I have some events here that are coming up soon here at betelNut. I'd like to make a special thanks tonight to Tara and Odek, who have supported Pecha Kucha since its second iteration here. So if we could give a little round of applause to betelNut. They are great partners. They really care about the event. They really care about Ubud. This is a very special venue for the community, and we're really pleased that we can continue hosting Pecha Kucha here. Saturday night, they are hosting Detak Nomor Dua, who's presenting some things from Jakarta. Joe Jakarta. It's going to be interesting. On Friday night, the 31st of January, Chinese New Year, Pete Kartsun is a singer-songwriter who's going to be playing here. And on Tuesday, February 4th, Charles Eisenstein, who some of you might have heard of, he's an American philosopher and thinker, is going to be giving a presentation on a new book that he's just written. And Brad, where are you at, Brad? Brad's right here. Pure Immersions Retreats, or just Pure Immersions, is going to be presenting that along with Ubud. Really interesting guy. We were going to hold it at Ubud, but we think there's going to be a big response for it, so we asked betelNut to hold it. So check that out. That's going to be Tuesday night on February 4th. All right, we're going to keep plugging away. We've done away with the intermission, so if you need to go to the bathroom, you better be fast, because we're just going to plow through our 4th and 5th and 6th. I mean, I don't want to say plow through. That's not fair. We're going to take our time and enjoy the 4th, 5th, and 6th speakers, but we're not going to have a break. So if you need to grab a drink or go to the bathroom, you're going to have to miss a little bit. Maybe go during the question and answer period, especially when I ask the first question, because it's usually not that interesting. Okay, all right. Our next speaker is interesting. Really, Johani is the executive director of the Coral Triangle Center. She's worked for over 20 years in conservation nonprofits, mostly in the marine environment, and has worked for Worldwide Fund, WWF Indonesia, and the Nature Conservancy. She's assisted the government of Indonesia throughout the archipelago, including in places, and helped set up marine protected areas, including in Komodo, Wakatobi, Raja Ampat, and Nusa Penida. And she started the Conservancy's Coral Triangle Center program in 2000 here in Bali.